Previously in Phoenix Wright.
My hair is flying away! What the fuck is happening?
Hello there, I'm Laxkel and welcome to Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney, the first game. I managed to beat the Mia Fey episodes in the third game, which takes place before this one. So now I can actually begin with this series from the beginning. Mwahaha. But firstly, I noticed something. This button here. I'm a bit curious. Alright, interesting. But I guess I'll go with English, cause otherwise I wouldn't understand what the heck's going on. Yes. The first turnabout. Wow, this is a bit loud. Alright, I think that's better. Well, she's dead. Damn it, why me? I can't get caught. Not like this. What? I've gotta find someone to pin this on. Someone like him. I'll make it look like he did it. I should probably make a better voice for him, I guess. But I actually got to see the murderer. That's a bit unusual, I think. Guess it's to make it easy since this is the first game and all. Boy, am I nervous. Right. Hey, Mia! Oh, hiya, Chief. Oh, I'm glad I made it in time. Well, I have to say, Phoenix, I'm impressed. Not everyone takes on a murder trial right off the bat like this. It says a lot about you, and your client as well. Thanks. Actually, it's because I owe him a favor. A favor? You mean you knew the defendant before this case? Yes. Actually, I kind of owe my current job to him. He's one of the reasons I became an attorney. Well, that's news to me. I want to help him out. Oh, I want to help him out any way I can. I just really want to help him. I owe him that much. It's over. My life, everything, it's all over. Huh? Isn't that your client screaming over there? Oh god. Yeah, that's him. Death, despair, oh! I've gotta do it. I've gotta die. It sounds like he wants to die. Yeah. Oh my! But... Nick! Hey there, Larry. Dude, I'm so guilty. Tell them I'm guilty. Give me the death sentence. I ain't afraid to die. What the heck is wrong with him? What? What's wrong, Larry? Oh, it's all over. I'm finished. Finished. I can't live in a world without her. I can't. Who took her away from me, Nick? Who did this? Oh, Nick, you gotta tell me. Who took my baby away? The person responsible for your girlfriend's death. The newspapers say it was you. My name is Phoenix Wright. Here's the story. My first case is a fairly simple one. Blood. A young woman was killed in her apartment. The guy they arrested was the unlucky sap dating her. Larry Butts. Oh jeez, this game has something with names. My best friend since grade school. Our school had a saying, when something smells, it's usually the butts. Okay, so he was famous. In the 23 years I've known him, it's usually been true. Wow. He has a knack for getting himself in trouble. One thing I can say though, it's usually not his fault. He just has terrible luck. But I know better than anyone that he's a good guy at heart. That, and I owe him one, which is why I took the case. to clear his name. And that's just what I'm going to do. Well... we had Dog Swallow and now we have Larry Butts. Well, we're back here. The court is now in session for the trial of Mr. Larry Butts. The prosecution is ready, Your Honor. Well, so he's back again. But he lost his hair in a flaming abyss. The defense is ready, Your Honor. Mr. Wright, this is your first trial, is it not? Yes, Your Honor. I'm a little nervous. Your conduct during this trial will decide the fate of your client. Murder is a serious charge. For your client's sake, I hope you can control your nerves. Thank you, Your Honor. Mr. Wright, given the circumstances, I think we should have a test to ascertain your readiness. Again? Well, I can kinda understand it. It is the first game. Yes, Your Honor. Head shaking, eyesight fading. It seems I have something in common with Phoenix Wright. I hate tests. The test will consist of a few simple questions. Answer them clearly and concisely. Okay, I don't know that. Please state the name of the defendant in this case. It was me if no wait, what? I can accuse myself, whatever. Larry Butts. The defendant? Well, that's Larry Butts, Your Honor. Correct. Just keep your wits about you and you'll do fine. Next question. This is a murder trial. Tell me, what's the victim's name? Ooh, I know this one. Glad I read the case report. Cover to cover so many times. What? Sounded a bit weird. I think I read it wrong. It's... wait. Uh-oh. No way! I forgot! I'm drawing a total blank here. Phoenix, are you absolutely sure you're up to this? You don't even know the victim's name. Oh, the victim? Of course I know the victim's name. I, just forgot. Temporarily. I think I feel a migraine coming on. Look, the victim's name is listed in the court record. Just touch the court record button to check it at any time, okay? Remember to check it off. Do it for me, please. I'm begging you. Let's hear your answer. Who is the victim in this case? Mia Fagan. Cindy Block? Cindy Stone. I'm kinda... Without checking, I can already kind of tell it's Cindy Stone. Because it's not Mia Fey and Cindy Block is not a name. But let's just check to be sure. Larry Butts. Yeah, see, Cindy Stone. The victim's name is Cindy Stone. Correct. Now tell me, what was the cause of death? She died because she was poisoned, hit by a blunt object, strangled. That was blood, so I guess it was blunt object. Loss of blood due to a blunt trauma. Yeah. She was struck once by a blunt object. Correct. You answered all my questions. I see no reason why we shouldn't proceed. You seem much more relaxed, Mr. Wright. Good for you. Thank you, Your Honor. Because I don't feel relaxed, that's for sure. Well then. First, a question for the prosecution. Mr. Payne? Yes, Your Honor. As Mr. Wright just told us, the victim was struck with a blunt object. Would you explain to the court just what the object was? The murder weapon was this statue of the finger. Oh. It was the finger? I just thought it was some abstract sculpture or something. I guess I can kinda see it now, but oh well. I found it lying on the floor next to the victim. I see. The court accepts it into evidence. Alright. Right. Be sure to pay attention to any evidence added during the trial. That evidence is the only ammunition you have in court. Touch the court record button to check the court record frequently.
Mr. Payne, the prosecution may call its first witness.
The prosecution calls the defendant Mr. Butts to the stand.
Chief, what do I do now?
Pay attention. You don't want to miss any information that might help your client's case. You'll get your chance to respond to the prosecution later, so be ready. Let's just hope he doesn't say anything unfortunate.
Uh-oh. Larry gets excited easily. This could be bad. Oh, well, isn't he smug?
Well, the way he acted before the trial started, he already seemed kinda excited. Mr. Butts, is it not true that the victim had recently done with you?
Hey, watch it, buddy! We were great together. We were Romeo and Juliet, Cleopatra and Mark Antony.
What the hell is Mark Antony?
Didn't they all die? I wasn't done. She just wasn't taking my phone calls or seeing me. Ever. What's it to you anyway?
Mr. Butts, what you describe is generally what we mean by dumb. In fact, she had completely abandoned you and was seeing another man. And was seeing other men. She just had returned from overseas with one of them the day before the murder.
What do you mean, one of them? Lies! All of it! Lies! I don't believe a word of it!
Your Honor, the victim's passport. According to this, she was in Paris until the day before she died.
So, that's evidence. Indeed. She appears to have returned the day before the murder.
Dude, no way!
Is that wrong voice? Never mind.
The victim was a model, but did not have a large income. It appears that she had several sugar daddies.
Daddies? Sugar?
Yes, older men who gave her money and gifts. She took their money and used it to support her lifestyle.
Dude!
We can clearly see what kind of woman this Miss Stone was. Tell me, Mr. Butts, what do you think of her now?
Right. I don't think you want him to answer that question. Yeah, Larry has a way of running his mouth in all the wrong directions. Should I? Wait and see what... Well, so far he's easily spoken of death and stuff like that, so I guess I should stop him. My client had no idea the victim was seeing other men. That question is irrelevant to this case.
Dude, Nick, what do you mean irrelevant? A cheating cheater. I'm gonna die. I'm just gonna drop dead.
Yeah, and when I met her in the afterlife, I'm going to get to the bottom of this. Well, I had a hard time reading that. Let's continue with the trial, shall we?
I believe the accused's motive is clear to everyone.
Yes, quite. Oh boy, this is so not looking good.
Next question. You went to the victim's apartment on the day of the murder, did you not? Well, did you or did you not?
Well, maybe I did, and maybe I didn't. Uh-oh, he went. What do I do? I don't know if this even has something to do with it, or if it's irrelevant what I choose. Let's stop him again. I'll send him a signal. Lie like a dog.
Well, see, it's like this. I don't remember. You don't remember? Well then, we'll just have to remind you.
I got a bad feeling about this.
We have a witness that can prove he did go to the victim's apartment that day.
Well, that simplifies matters. Who is your witness?
The man who found the victim's body. Just before making the gruesome discovery. He saw the defendant fleeing the scene of the crime.
Order! Order in the court! Mr. Payne, the prosecution may call its witness.
Yes, Your Honor. This is bad. On the day of the murder, my witness was selling newspapers at the victim's building. Please bring Mr. Frank Sawit to the stand. Sawit. Oh my! Kill it with fire! Mr. Sawit, you sell newspaper subscription, is this correct? Oh yes! Newspapers, yes! I know it's a different voice, but that just seemed like the perfect voice for him. Mr. Sawit, you may proceed with your testimony. Please tell the court what you saw on the day of the murder. Witness's account. I was going door to door selling subscriptions when I saw a man fleeing an apartment. I thought he must be in a hurry because he left the door half open behind him. Thinking it strange, I looked inside the apartment. Then I saw her lying there, a woman, not moving, dead. I quailed in fright and found myself unable to go inside. I thought to call the police immediately. The phone in her apartment wasn't working. I went to a nearby park and found a public phone. I remember the time exactly. It was 1 p.m. The man we ran was, without a doubt, the defendant sitting right over there. Larry, why didn't you tell the truth? I can't defend you against a testimony like that. Incidentally, why wasn't the phone in the victim's apartment working? Your Honor, at the time of the murder, there was a blackout in the building. Aren't phones supposed to work during a blackout? Yes, Your Honor. However, some cordless phones do not function normally. The phone that Mr. Sawit used was one of those. Your Honor, I have a record of the blackout for your perusal. Now, Mr. Wright. Yes, Your Honor. You may begin your cross-examination. Cross-examination, Your Honor. Alright, right. This is it. The real deal. What exactly am I supposed to do? Why, you exposed lies in the testimony the witness just gave. Lies? What? He was lying? Your client is innocent, right? Then that witness must have lied in his testimony. Or is your client really guilty? How do I prove he's not? You hold the key. It's in the evidence. Compare the witness's testimony to the evidence at hand. There's bound to be a contradiction in there. First, find contradictions between the court record and the witness's testimony. Then, once you've found the contradicting evidence, present it and rub it in the witness's face. Okay. Touch the court record button and point out contradictions in the testimony. Ugh. Yeah, that's kind of done, huh? So what do I even have? The statue is rather heavy. Good one. Found a ride home in Paris on David Goldman. Didn't they mention 1 p.m.? Let's see. Yeah, this is definitely contradicting with this. This evidence clearly reveals a contradiction in that statement, Your Honor. How exactly are that evidence and the statement just now related? They aren't, are they? God damn. But they are! Mr. Wright, please think of... Oh. What the heck? They are related. He's talking about 1 p.m., but the blackout was first later. This was not going as intended. Unfortunately, was in a harbor of the dawn. Do we have to press for information? Thought to call the police. Does that mean you didn't actually call them? Please, please, listen to the rest of the testimony. You thought to call the police. What happened next? No. The phone in her apartment wasn't working. Yes, I mean, no, it wasn't, right? But you said you didn't go into the apartment. Or did you? Oh? Oh, that? I can explain that. There was a cordless phone on a shelf in the entryway. I reached inside and tried using that to call. And that phone wasn't working, correct? What happened next? All of it, there must be a contradiction in there somewhere. Examine the court bank. If someone thinks strikes you as being suspicious, then find the evidence that contradicts his testimony and present it to them. But I did, but apparently that wasn't a thing. Or am I just oblivious to something right now? Hold it. Okay. Are you sure she was dead? Well, no, I guess I wasn't. But she wasn't moving at all, and there was blood everywhere. I guess that will look fatal to anyone. Very well, what happened next? Why use a public phone? Well, you see, I don't have a cell phone, and being in the middle of the afternoon, there was no answer at the nearby apartments. Ah, right. What time did you call again? 1 PM? Are you certain? Yes, absolutely. He seems really confident. 1 PM. Right. Doesn't that seem strange to you? See, that's what I said! Present some evidence to contradict him. So I now had to present it? What? Oh wait, it's the time of death. God damn it. Well, sorry for this, I'm just being lost 2 health for no reason. So it's this, right? Yeah. Yeah, this is it. You found the body at 1 PM. You're sure? Yes, it was 1 PM for certain. Frankly, I find that hard to believe. Your statement directly contradicts the autopsy report. Oh, I like that. Touch that paper. Oh yeah. The autopsy notes the time of death at some time after 4 PM. There was nobody to find at 1 PM. Oh god, did you have to make a pun there? How do I explain this 3-hour gap? Oh, that. Oh. This is trivial. The witness merely forgot the time. After his testimony, I find that hard to believe. Mr. Sawin, why were you so certain that you found the body at 1 PM? Gee, that's a really good question. Oh ho ho. Great job, Wright. Way to put him on the spot. That's all you had to do. Point out contradictions. And I did, but just with a wrong ammunition. Well, alright. I guess I should really read before I use things. Lies always beget more lies. see through one and their whole story falls apart. Wait, I remember!
Why would you care to give your would you care to give your testimony again? Why would you care to give your testimony again? You're already doomed, I tell you. You see, I found the body, I heard... When I found the body, I heard the time. There was a voice saying the time. It was probably coming from the television. Oh! But it was 3 hours off, wasn't it? I guess the victim must have been watching a video of a tape program. That's why I thought it was 1 PM. Terribly sorry about the misunderstanding. I see. You heard a voice saying the time on tape program. Mr. Wright, you may cross-examine the witness.
Right. You know what to do. I've got this one. Heard the time. You said heard, not saw.
Yes, heard. All I saw was the body lying there. I didn't think to look at anything else, least of all my watch.
Isn't that a little strange? So you're saying you heard something, but if you were so shocked by the body, you wouldn't hear anything at all. The witness did say he actually heard the time. It's ludicrous to suggest he wouldn't hear anything.
I have to agree with the prosecution. Witness, continue your testimony.
Are you sure it was a television and not a radio?
Well, no, I guess it might have been a radio.
Incidentally, there was no radio on the premises. There was only one large television. Right. I can't put my finger on it, but something about this seems fishy. Something about hearing the television. The witness has testified he heard the time. So, is this where I have to use the blackout one? Electricity to Mrs. Stone's building was out from the noon. Yeah. Objection! From noon, so that was after 1 PM, so... Hold it right there! The prosecution has said there was a blackout at the time of the discovery. And this record proves it. Oh yeah, touch that paper. You couldn't have heard a television or a video. Gah! Did his hair just fly a bit there?
The defense has a point. Do you have an explanation for this, Mr. Sarwin?
No, I found it quite puzzling myself. Quite. Wait, I remember now.
Mr. Sarwin, the court will prefer to hear an accurate testimony from the very beginning. These constant corrections are harming your credibility. That, and you seem rather distraught.
My apologies, Your Honor. It must have been the shock of finding the body.
Very well, Mr. Sarwin. Let's hear your testimony once more, please. Actually, I didn't hear the time. I saw it.
But you just said you definitely heard it and not saw it.
There was a table clock in the apartment, wasn't there? Yeah, the murder weapon. The killer used it to hit the victim. That must have been what I saw.
What?
You saw a clock. I guess that would explain it. The defense may cross-examine the witness.
Gladly. Yeah, the time I saw it. It was a table, wasn't it? Yeah, the murder weapon. Something here. It just suddenly skips to the murder weapon here. A table clock. Was there a clock at the scene?
This is the first time I've heard of it.
Yeah, the murder weapon, the killer used it to hit. That must have been what I saw. Why is that related to a clock then? Wait just a moment. The murder weapon wasn't the clock. It was this statue. Now how is this supposed to be a clock? Wah! You with your objections? And your evidence? Just who do you think you are? Just answer the question, Mr. Soward. Hey, I saw it there, okay? That's a clock. Your Honor, if I may. Yes, Mr. Payne. As the witness stated, this statue is indeed a clock. The neck is a switch, you see, tilted, and it sets the time out loud. As it doesn't look like a clock, I submitted it as a statue. My apologies. Ugh, really? I see. So the murder weapon was a table clock after all. Well, Mr. Wright, it appears that the witness's testimony was correct. This is a clock. Do you have any problems with this testimony now? Yes. Your Honor, there is a gaping hole in the witness's testimony. The only way he could have known the weapon was a clock is to hold it in his hand. Yet the witness testified that he never entered the apartment. Clearly a contradiction. Indeed. The witness knew it was a clock because he knew the victim. No, he went into the apartment. You're lying. You were inside the apartment on the day of the murder. Oh yeah? Prove it! Prove I went in there! I'll do better than that. I can prove you were the one who killed her. You struck her with the clock, and the shock of the blow triggered the clock's voice. That was the sound you heard. Order in the court. Intriguing. Please continue, Mr. Wright. Yes, Your Honor. Mr. Soward, the sound must have left quite an impression on you. Oh, now I can see it's a finger. Understandable, since the murder weapon spoke just as you hit the victim. The voice was burned into your mind. That's why you were so certain about the time. What's the meaning of this? This is all baseless conjecture. Baseless? Just look at the witness's face. Would the witness care to elaborate? Did you strike the victim with the clock? That day, I never. Look, the clock, I heard, no, I mean, I saw. Oh, that was not nice. Shut up, shut up, shut up! I hate you! It was him, I tell you, I saw him. He killed her, and he should burn, give him death! Wow. So it was a toupee he had. Nice. Order. Order in the court. Your Honor, a moment please. There is no shred of evidence supporting the defense's claims. Mr. Wright. Your Honor. You claim the sound the witness heard came from the clock. Do you have any evidence? The whole case is riding on this. I better think it through carefully. Yes, Your Honor. The sound Mr. Soward heard was definitely this clock. A fact which is clear if you simply ask the neighbors. It's of course the neighbors who had to try sounding the clock, I guess. Let's sound the clock now, here in this court. Your Honor, may I have the clock? I ask the court to listen very carefully. Beep. I think it's 8:25. That certainly is a strange way to announce the time. Well, he is the finger after all. So, we heard the clock. What are your conclusions, Mr. Wright? Mr. Payne, can you tell me what time it is now? It's 11:25. Ah! As you can see, this clock is exactly 3 hours slow. Precisely the discrepancy between what Mr. Soward heard and the actual time of death. So, Mr. Soward, try to talk your way out of this one. You forgot one thing. Uh-oh. What's he talking about? Well, it may seem like the clock is running 3 hours slow. It proves nothing. How do you know it was running 3 hours slow on the day of the murder? If you can't prove that, you don't have a case. He's right. How am I going to prove that? Damn it. I was so close.
Mr. Wright, it seems you lack the critical evidence to support your claim. Yes, Your Honor. This means I cannot let you indict the witness, unfortunately. That was a close one. This ends the cross-examination of Mr. Frank Sowett. I come all the way down here to testify, and look what happens. They treat me like a criminal! A criminal! You liars all, slime! I almost had him. Sorry, Larry. I failed you. There's nothing I can do about it now. Not so fast, Mr. Sowett. Mia! I mean, Chief! Listen up, Wright. Don't throw this one away. Not like this. Think! But Chief, it's over. I can't prove the clock wasn't slow. I can't prove the clock was slow on the day of the murder. Nobody can prove that. Well, yes. But that doesn't mean you can't still win. Try thinking out of the box. Don't waste time doubting the facts. Assume the clock was 3 hours slow and think it through. Ask yourself, why was the clock 3 hours slow? Figure out the reason and you'll have your proof. Right? That again. Right? It's right to the right to the right. Can you think of a reason as to why the clock would be 3 hours slow? Actually, yes. Wait, maybe I can prove it. You must have evidence somewhere that can prove it, right? Find it and let them have it. Well, Mr. Wright, you say the clock was already running slow on the day of the murder. Have you found the evidence to support this claim? Of course, there is a piece of evidence in the court record that can prove my claim beyond a doubt. Ha! Tough words! Let's see you pull this one off! Let's see the evidence proves why the clock was starting slow. This is what I had in mind. The victim had just returned from their abroad the day before the murder. As we all know, the time difference between here and Paris is 9 hours. Okay. When it's 4 PM here, it's 1 AM in the next day here. Alright. The clock wasn't 3 hours slow, it was 9 hours fast. The victim hadn't reset her clock since returning home. That's why the time you heard when you struck her dead in her apartment was wrong. Proof enough for you, Mr. Sowett? Or should I say, Mr. Did It? Sowett, so it must be Sowett. Sowett. Mr. Sowett. Man, there's a pun again. And a name pun. Did he have rabies or something there? Why did he foam out of the mouth? Oh, order! Order, I say! Well, this case has certainly turned out differently than we all expected. Mr. Payne, your client? He was arrested and has been taken away, Your Honor. Very well. Mr. Wright? Yes, Your Honor. I have to say, I'm impressed. I don't think I've ever seen someone complete a defense so quickly. And find a true culprit at the same time. Thank you, Your Honor. At this point, this is only a formality, but the court finds the defendant, Mr. Larry Motz, not guilty. Woohoo! Well, this was a quick one compared to the one with Dahlia and Phoenix Wright. And with that, the court is adjourned. It turns out that Frank Sowett, I have to remember that, was a common burglar. He posed as a newspaper salesman to check and see when people were out of the house. That day, when Larry went to her apartment, the victim wasn't home. After he left, Mr. Sowett let himself in to do his dirty work. While he was searching her place, the victim returned. Flustered, Mr. Sowett grabbed the nearest blunt object he could find. Poor girl.
Just returned home from Paris and that's what happened. Oh my. Whew, I still can't believe we won. Right! Good job in there! Congratulations! Thanks, Chief. I owe it all to you. Not at all, not at all. You fought your own battles in there. It's been a while since I've been in a trial end on such a satisfying note. Did I forget a word there? Oh well. I've never seen a chief looking this happy. If she's this glad, imagine how Larry must feel. My life is over! Larry, you're supposed to be happy. What's wrong now? Oh, Nick. Don't worry about me. I'll be dead and gone soon. Oh, good. Wait, no! I mean, bad. Bad, bad, bad. Larry, you're innocent. The case is closed. But my Cindy Wind is gone, man. Gone forever. Larry, she was a... Nah, never mind. Congratulations, Harry. Harry? Yes, you. I can practically see the headlines now. Harry Butts, innocent. Oh dear, no. No, 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 no. Harry Butts. No! Oh, burn those pictures just burned into my head. Oh, Harry Butt, nice. Thanks. I really owe you one. I won't forget this, ever. Let's celebrate. Dinner, movie, my tree. Oh no, I couldn't. Hey, I was the one who got you off the hook. Oh hey! Here, take this. It's a present. A present? For me? Wait, wasn't this the evidence that... actually, I made this clock for her. I made one for her and one for me. Really? You made this? That's actually pretty handiwork. Well, thank you. I'll keep it as a memento. Yo, Nick. Can you believe it? I was so into that chick. And she was just playing me for who... Wow. So after Mia was kind to you, you just... Oh, forget her. Don't that make you wanna just cry? Larry. Are you so sure? Excuse me? Wow, they like to play with words in this one, I must say. I think she thought quite a lot of you in her own way. Nah, you gotta sympathize with me, it's okay. Oh, I'm not just sympathizing, really. Isn't that right? Would you stop that? It messes with my brain. Don't you have something to show your friend? Something that proves how she felt about it? Huh? Oh yeah, right. What the heck is she talking about? It must be this. Because... why would she keep it? When he made it for her, why would she keep it if she didn't like him? That's what I mean. Take that, Larry! Take this stupid thing back. Check this out, Larry. Proof positive you weren't just some chump to her. Huh? Where'd you get that clock? This is the clock you made for her, Larry. She took it with her when she traveled. Hmm? She probably just needed a clock, that's all. You think so? It's a pretty hip clock to take traveling. Well, make of it what you will. Hey Nick, I'm glad I asked you to be my lawyer. Really, I am, thanks. Hope that made him feel a little better. Right? I hope you see the importance of evidence now. Also, hopefully you realize things change depending on how you look at them. People too. We never really know if our clients are guilty or innocent. All we can do is believe in them. And in order to believe in them, you have to believe in yourself. Right. Listen, learn, grow strong. Never let go of what you believe in. Never. Well done. I think our work here is done. Shall we be off? Yeah, I guess so. Say, how about dinner on me? Ooh, that sounds really kinky, Miss Mia Fey. But I'm guessing that's not what you meant. We'll drink a toast to innocent butts. Yes, let's all drink. Take a toast for the innocent butts. I have a drink right here, actually. For all the innocent butts. Yeah. Oh, speaking of Harry. You were saying a part of why you became a lawyer was because of him. Yeah, part, at least. You'll have to tell me some more about it sometime. Maybe over drinks? And so, my first trial came to a close. Larry slapped me on the back and said, "Gee, Nick, it's good to have friends." But I'm pretty sure he's not going to pay me, unless you count the clock he gave Mia. I didn't know it then, but that clock was soon going to be at the center of another incident. Oh. And my promise to tell the chief about me and Larry would be Ron promise that I wouldn't be able to keep. Oh snap. The end. A brand new episode has been Turnabout Sisters. So that statue is gonna be involved in Mia Fey's death, as I assume would happen. Her death came sooner than expected then. Well. So this was the first chapter, or maybe a tutorial chapter is better to say, of Phoenix Wright, Ace Attorney. And I guess I really messed up with some voices. Definitely Mr. Sawwit. I changed his voice some points, like actually several times. But yeah, I really like this Phoenix Wright series. It has a lot of good humor, I would say. To pay flying into my Phoenix's face, and oh god, all the puns. And what's with all these names too? So I hope you really enjoy this series, and this is actually going to be the shortest episode so far. So as you have noticed, I no longer have my webcam. I heard from several people that it was actually, what do you say, distracting to have my face cam in a game where my reactions weren't needed. So that's why I have taken them off, or it off. I will still wear or use a webcam in all other gameplays, so to say. I will not use webcams in games that are more story related, as this. Or games where I have to voice act a lot of characters, I won't use it for games like that either. Because there's gonna be another game of that sometime in the future. A request by a certain someone. So yes. Thank you for watching, and hopefully soon I can get the next episode up. Bye!